Hey, it's Jim. I'm back with another video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, as you can see from the thumbnail, I came up with a nice musical intro for my videos. I see other YouTubers have come up with something like that, and I always admire things like that. A nice little touch. So I came up with a little, a 4-bar piece using the different elements that I have, different effects units, modelers, and things like that I like to do videos about. I figured I'll use all of them all together, you know. I did a nice keyboard section, but I didn't use keyboard. I used the SY1000 and the GM800, also using my Godin LGXT, but this has the 13 pin, and I don't have the JK pickup on here. Okay, it all goes to the piezo from LR Braggs. And then I used my Eventide H90 and my Quad Cortex, and I used that with my Majesty, my Music Man Majesty 7-string. Came up with a nice little tune, and my bass right here, my Ibanez STB that Winnie the Pooh is guarding with his life. You better be. All right. Anyway, so here it is. No further ado. Here you go. Hope you enjoy it. All right, bye-bye. Hey, it's Jim. I'm back. Okay, now I get to show you how I made all those tones. Okay, here we are. Got the metal glasses on because I need to see, because seeing is awesome. And I wouldn't be able to help you if I didn't have my glasses on, because I'm pretty much blind without them. All right, the first thing we have up is we're going to go over that keyboard organ kind of sound I have. Okay, it was more of an organ kind of sound, and I got that with the GM800. Made by Boss. It's a synth effects unit made for guitar, and that was plugged into my Godin LGXT, which I showed you earlier, with a 13-pin pickup. It has LR Braggs piezo pickups in it, and so that feeds the signal, the MIDI signal. I guess you would call it MIDI signal, wherever the heck you call it. And that goes straight to the MIDI, and then it goes out to my Roland US20, and that splits the signal with a 13-pin cable. And then one of it goes to the GM800, the other one goes to the Boss SY1000. So the first one I have up here, we have the GM800 that gets the main part of that tone, and it's preset number 8. So if you have the unit, it's going to come up just like this, but it's going to have part 4 on. I turned part 4 off because I just like the sound a lot better. As simple as that. It was giving me a little weird artifact, too much sustain that I just didn't like. It just sounded better without it. And then I just adjusted the sensitivity on it. That's all. As you can see, if you have this exact thing. I just adjusted the sensitivities to it pretty much. That's it. So I'll leave it up here if you want to take a look. The first part instrument of that for this preset is called VK Rotary Distortion 1. The other part is called rocker organ. And then the last one is called percussive jazz organ. And the other one is called, I guess, synth tri organ, but I didn't use that part. Okay, so the next one, we use the SY1000 made by Boss, another synth unit made by Boss. This was the older one. This has a lot, more guitar modeling in here to get like detuned guitars. I've done videos on that. That's how I detune my stuff. Most of the time, if my guitar isn't detuned, like my Schecter's 7-string is tuned down to A, but my other stuff, if I want to do like, C or drop A or drop tunings, I have to use the SY1000 into my Quad Cortex to get the detuned guitar effects. So this is called Air Voice Pad. Okay, so if you have this unit, this is going to come up. I didn't change anything. Okay, nothing at all. I just brought the level down when I was recording it. That's about it. Okay. So I'll just leave that up right there. You can take a quick look at it. It's got 3 instrument parts into it. Okay, the first one is dynamic synth, another one dynamic synth, and another dynamic synth, all feeding together. Okay, all pretty much doing the same thing, pretty much. Okay, the first effects is a flanger, then it goes into a chorus. This amp here, don't use it because I don't use the normal guitar for that. This, I don't use this low level. I don't use that at all. As you can see, it's off. Okay. Now, this is a master delay. I didn't really change much on here. This is just as the presets comes with factory. Okay. Like I said, this whole thing, it's a factory preset. I didn't really change anything at all. Okay. Another delay, left and right. Okay. And reverb, a plate reverb. The time at 3 seconds. Okay. Pre-delay is off. Density is at 8. Effect level is at 50. Direct level at 100. Okay. Low cut 160 hertz for this part anyway. The high cut 4.0 kilohertz. And the carryover is on. Okay. So the next thing we will go with, let me turn those off so we don't get confused. All right. We got Steve Harris there. We love Steve Harris. All right. The Quad Cortex. Okay, so we're going to go over the bass tone now. Okay, I did as you see Steve Harris over there, I did a video of my favorite bassist, Steve Harris, trying to get his tone. That's what I used here, but I added more gain to the higher section. Like you see, I have this split. One row is the mid and the highs. That's the top one, as you can see here. And the one at the bottom is just the lows. I like to separate it because I don't want to put too much gain on the lows because then it gets really muddy and stuff like that, in my opinion. Anyway, I like have we start off with an opto compressor. Okay, threshold -40, ratio 4.0, attack 8.0, release 66 milliseconds, make up 8.0 decibels, the mix at 100. Gain reduction, anyway. So if you saw that other video I have, you could, this preset is exactly the same except for the next part. The overdrive, okay, I added this to give it a little bit of gain the last time, but that's on the last video. The thing that changed it all was the gain. I just put the gain up a little bit on this. Got a nice, I liked it. I thought it came out well. And I just adjusted the EQ ever so slight, as you can see here. Okay, one is the high pass. Number two is peaking at, was that 100? I'm so blind. Well, yeah, at 100. The Q, yeah, 0.71. The output, just adding 3.4. Okay, the next one, again, it's peak. I dropped the gain down just a little bit. It's 2.8. Okay, the frequency is at 290. Okay, there's the Q, 1.42. Just get that, slight grade. Nothing too crazy. Okay, and the output 3.4. Okay, this I didn't change. Here, maybe a slight little bit here at 952. Very slight. Okay, here's the Q. It's pretty much flat. Okay, no 5. Again, very slight, very slight changes here. Okay, 0.4 frequency at 1977. Okay, it's number 6. I did a cut. Again, this is on the old video as well. Okay, took out -3.9. The frequency at 4140. Okay, the Q 4.83. Output again 3.43. Any others are leveled off. All right. Next is the speaker. Okay, the speaker is a model of an Ampeg. Okay, the one, and it's called the 115. There's not that many speaker cabinets in the Quad Cortex that we had at the time when I made this, which was not too long ago actually. And the lower row, same thing. The Opticomp, except pretty similar to the top. Okay, the amplifier is a Galen-Kruger. I had a Galen-Kruger many years ago. Loved it. The G800K. Okay, the gain is up 5.7. Again, I didn't touch this at all. It's the same as the other video I did doing Steve Harris's tone. Okay, 7.7, 3.8. the high mid at 5.1 and treble at 6.4. Okay, this is off. Minus 10B is off. Low cut's off. Mid contour is on. High boost is off. Output 12 decibels. Nice, nicey nice. All right, here's the EQ. As you can see, high pass at 88. Two, dropped a little bit of gain at 100, minus 1.8. The Q is very slight. Okay, number 3. This brings out the mud. Okay, right here. I felt anyway for me for this preset that I made. This is at 311 hertz. I dropped down minus 7.8. It just got rid of a lot of mud that I was getting. Cleaned it up. Cleaned it up a lot actually. Okay, and the Q is very slight. It's got this slight curve to it. Okay, I added a little bit of gain at 986 hertz at 1.9. Right, output added 2.6 there, and the others are leveled off. Okay, and this is a 412 British. I guess that's the Marshall. I was trying to get that again. It's the Steve Harris. He uses a Marshall cabinet. I was trying to get that sound, and here you see the presets for those cabinets right there. Okay, the next thing. All right, this. Where are you? Okay, there we go. This is a preset that I made. Part of it, the first part, I go left and right. Okay, with this head first. The what is it again? Head first. I love head first amps. Oh, I wish I had a real one. I love them. Okay, this is the Wizard clone. That's right. The MTL 100 lead DI. I got this from Amp Guru. Great sounding capture. That Amp Guru makes amazing captures. Check them out. Amazing. Okay, so I have that going left and right. This other one I have over here, I'm not using. Okay, that's that Cali. I'm not using it on here, but I'm using this one. This is left and right. And then I use the Gojira, the new Gojira capture over here. Not capture, but their model. I think that's a 6150. I'm pretty sure a PV. Sounds great. I didn't change anything here. Okay, I raised the output of it. Let me put that on so you can see it. Whoop. I still have it plugged in. All right. Anyway, I don't want to hear the hiss. You could see it here. It's all at 5, except for the output. I raised the output to get a little bit. And again, when I was recording, I used my Cubase Pro 13, and what I did is I did quad tracking with the guitars, going left and right. I go left with the head first amp and with the Gojira amp. I also go right, the same thing on the right side, and I just mixed it just slightly different, so it wasn't the same exact signal, so it just blended a lot better together. I thought it was a nice tone. Tell me in the comments section what you thought about it. Okay, and then here, as you can see, is the Eventide in the loop down over here. Okay. Oh, let me go back before I do that. I forgot to go over this. Okay, I did some cuts here. That the high pass is at 92 hertz. Okay, number 2 is at 100 hertz. I added 2.4 to get that little chugga sound in there. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. Get that chugga sound in there. Okay, number 3 is I dropped that down at, what was it? 235 hertz, minus 5.8. Okay, number 4, I got rid of some mud there. I got rid of some more weird signal I was getting over here at 420. It was getting rid of it was cleaning up the signal. I thought it gave a more clear tone at this. I find a lot of the heavy distorted amps at these 2 settings it cleans it up a lot. Those 2 settings also at 5. I don't usually go just by what I remember, what works, but this I start off here, and what I do is I'll raise the peak up and I'll scan it around, but usually it's right there. all the time. And this general ballpark of an area, you got to find. Don't just go with 420 and for your thing. Go. You raise the peak up, move it around, and listen for those little tones you don't want to. You just want to get rid of, and just bring it back. You gotta try. Go. Just test it out and see what works for you. Okay. Number 5. This was a 2,357 hertz. It was just giving me this whiny sound that I just had to get rid of just ever so slightly. And again, these other ones rolled off. It's the same exact thing. I didn't adjust those. And we have a low pass filter at 8,151 hertz. Okay. Carrying on. Okay. In the lead section, I did use this chorus a little bit. We could turn that on so you can see it. Okay. It is, what is it? The Chief CE2W. I have this on stereo. The mix is at 31. The rate's at 50. The sync is off. Okay. The depth is at 50. I have this set, the middle setting, the type of CE1C. I liked it. I just did this by my ears. I messed around with it, get it the way I liked. Dropped the width down. Actually, the width was off, I think, when I had turned this on. I brought it up 12%, the output 0. Okay. The next, again, here, this was for the lead, this EQ. All I did was I just dropped it off because it was peaking, pierced my ears a little too much. So I rolled it off at 3,411 hertz. Okay, the next, I added a digital delay. Let me turn this on so you guys can see it. A digital delay in stereo, a mix at 50%, feedback at 25%, the high pass at 120 hertz, the low pass at 3,000. The ping pong is off here. The sync is on, and the sync note as a dotted eighth note. Moderation rate, ever so slightly, 0.5. Mod depth, 40%. Let's go to 2. Okay, with 60%. Trails on, because I always love that. I love that sound. The dim depth, if you guys know what dim depth is, let me know. I have no idea what it is. But it sounds cool. At 10.0. Dim mode, again, I don't want it as off. Threshold, -24. Attack, 200 milliseconds. Release, 500 milliseconds. Knee, again, if you know what knee is, please let me know. I have no idea. I have that all the way up. Feedback depth, 80%. All right. And this is where I looped in the Eventide H90, but we'll get back to that. And then I put in some IRs over here. As you can see, Own Hammer Vintage 30s over here. It's a blend on one side and a classic C1 on the other side. And have another blend on this side of the Own Hammer Greenback 90s, 2015A. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I know it's a greenback, but what the details of the speaker, I really don't know. I just went with my ears, and it sounded cool. All right, so let's go to the Eventide. Okay, so I made this I made this from scratch. I call it Mega Solo. Okay, and on the left-hand side, we start off with what's it called? Delay dot suite. Okay. And I really didn't change much in here except for the mix. So if you have this unit, this is what it's going to, and it's the H910, H949. Okay. I forgot exactly what it's an old delay. Okay. If you know better than I do, you can put it in the comment section, but it sounds awesome. The mix is at 37%. Okay. The pitch mix. Okay. You can see it here. Then it's right even. Okay. Pitch A. 1.0. I didn't do anything with this. How it came out of the box is exactly how I put it in. This I did change on the other side. B Earth Hall. I did change the mix. I changed the delay. I think I changed the size, as you can see right here. All right. And that was pretty much it. And then over here, I did have to adjust the output gain. Okay, I had to bring it down a little bit. It was just too rich. Again, this is, this goes, it accompanies that other delay, and the two, from the Quad Cortex and this, I love the tone. It sounded amazing. Okay, so let me know in the comment section what you thought about all of this. Okay, until next time, bye bye everyone. Hope everyone does very well. Bye bye.